Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is the 15th July 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, please note we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. And all the training lessons are available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. So to access all the training lessons, you click on the tab post, then you get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that is having all the training lessons. You just click on the link. Now we are into supply demand zone price action course. Here you have all the training lessons, including all the advanced strategies are available. To access the first lesson, scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here, starting from lesson 1.1, all the lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one, but according to my training instructions. I provided all the training instructions at our Telegram channel. You can access our Telegram channel. I provided the link in this video description. So once you get into the Telegram channel, in the old messages or in the pinned messages, you can find all the training instructions. If you learn the course according to my training instructions, then only you will become a very good independent trader. So please make use of this opportunity. Okay, now I am generating different supply demand zone reports. First, I am going to generate stocks near daily and 75 minutes demand and supply zones. And so that we can identify high liquidity zones. And these high liquidity zones can be used for applying the HLQ zone strategy you learned in lesson 21.3 videos. Okay, first daily time frame. Stocks near to the daily demand zone. We got 4 stocks. And we have one high liquidity daily demand zone from this list. That is Birlasoft. I'm giving you very few seconds time to watch the report. So I request you pause the video, study the report and then proceed to the next reports. Those who don't understand the structure of this report, I request you complete the training lesson 21.1 video. In that video, I have explained each and every column, their values, abbreviations in detail. Okay, next. For daily time frame, stocks near to the daily supply zone, we got 15 stocks. Let us identify daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. NIFTY Pharma, but it is not listed in F&O, so I am ignoring that stock. Apollo Hospital is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. Cummins is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. That's it. We identified 2 daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. Okay, next time frame is 75 minutes. Stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone. We got 3 stocks. And we don't have any 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones from this list. Okay, next 75 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 75 minute supply zone. We got 19 stocks. Let us identify daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. NIFTY Mid Cap Select is having a daily high liquidity supply zone and it is also having a daily high liquidity, 75 minutes. 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone and also 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. It is probably prices will be moving between these zones until one of the zone will be violated. So till then, until one of the zone is violated, you can take trades on either side, even though it is stock near to the daily supply zone, because the distance is very small. The next 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone, CIMS is not valid because it is a pierced zone. Those who wants to use the pierced zone strategies, you can look into this stock, but not HLQ zone strategy. Next one is Conquer. Conquer is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. Next one is Exide Industries. This is also 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. Next one is Poonawalla. Poonawalla is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. Next one is Sinjan. Sinjan is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. That's it. So we have identified 5 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. So this is about daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zone identification for your HLQ zone strategy. Next, I will generate NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain reports. Starting with NIFTY monthly time frame, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. So this is monthly report for NIFTY. So any supply demand zone chain report, always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones. Look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones. Always look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. You already learned one time frame higher is ITF and one more time frame higher is HTF. You are aware of those concepts. And please apply the same rules to all the supply demand zone chain reports. And also don't forget to pause the video when you are moving from one report to another report, because I am giving you very few seconds time to watch the reports. Okay, next, weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. And the nearest demand zone to the current closing price is at serial number 23. So I will put it in the middle so that you can access equal number of demand and supply zones. Okay. So this is about NIFTY supply demand zone chain. Next, I will generate BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Starting with, changing the name to NIFTY Bank. That is nothing but BANKNIFTY. Starting with monthly time frame, generating BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain for monthly time frame. Next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, daily supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So this is about Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. So we have completed Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain reports. Next we will look into bullish, bearish, sideways trade setups for monthly, weekly, daily and hourly income trades. Okay, starting with monthly income trade, sideways long trade setup. Entry time frame is daily, entry zone, demand zone. And here at daily I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer 11 for sideways. With these filters we got 4 stocks. And entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. See, some of these zones are already tested. Next, sideways short trade setup. The changes are daily supply zone and here sideways short. We got 1 stock. Entry time frame is daily supply zone. Next, bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Changes are daily demand zone. Here bullish. Minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. We got 17 stocks. First 16 stocks on the list. All entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. First 16 stocks. I am scrolling the list down. So total we got 17 stocks. We can further filter for finding the high probability trade setup supported zones based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies. So on these 17 stocks I am applying first filter, daily and weekly demand zone confluence. Here I am selecting the filter. By applying the filter on those 17 stocks, we got 11 stocks. In all these 11 stocks, these daily demand zones, all these daily demand zones are overlapped with weekly demand zone. And weekly trend is uptrend, ITF, weekly is ITF, uptrend. So you can apply on the weekly zones, weekly EMA confluence. Weekly time frame, weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. Now we got 9 stocks. In these 9 stocks, these daily demand zones, because they are overlapped with weekly demand zone and those weekly demand zones are having weekly EMA, that way we can treat these daily demand zones as high probability trade setup supported zones. Provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, there are higher chances zones might be violated. So we should not forget that point. But otherwise, these are the high probability. They are qualified for high probability trade setup supported zones. Less than 20 satisfies. It is a confirmation that they are the high probability trade setup to get the success. Okay. Next, we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. That is nothing but daily, weekly and monthly demand zone confluence supported stocks. So I am going back, removing EMA filter because it is ITF specific. Now we are looking for HTF supported. So in the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter, daily and weekly demand zone confluence. Next, daily and monthly demand zone confluence. And third one, weekly and monthly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 5 stocks. That means in all the 5 stocks, these daily demand zones are overlapped with the weekly demand zone, both together again overlapped with monthly demand zone. And monthly trend is up in all the stocks except the 4th one. Remove the 4th one and remaining 4 stocks. If monthly demand zone is having monthly EMA, then the overlapped daily demand zone might be having even more high probability to get success. Let's verify. In the EMA at monthly time frame, I am checking monthly demand zone having monthly EMA or not. At the same time, trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It should be only uptrend because it is a bullish trade setup. Let's filter. We got two stocks. That way, these two monthly demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. This zone is already tested and moving towards the supply zone. Okay, next this is about bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, quickly I will reduce the commentary. Next, bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone supply zone. Here daily I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhances for 12. With these filters we got two stocks. Both these stocks we got even in a previous report also. Previous reports we identified both are high probability trade setup supported zones because they are having daily and weekly demand zone confluence and also weekly EMA confluence, and monthly demand zone confluence is also there. Only monthly trend is sideways, so monthly EMA we did not verify for verified for monthly time frame, but weekly is EMA is verified and qualified. That way these two are high probability trade setup supported zones. So I am not filtering the stocks. 2 days back reports, if you verify, we already confirmed in that report. Okay, this is about bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, I will look into weekly income trade reports. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Entry zone demand zone here at 75 minutes. Sideways long. Zone achievement VOZ. Minimum order enhancer 11 for sideways. Now, third filter I am adding. 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. Pierced count 0 means not pierced. So we got only one stock for sideways long trade setup. Entry time frame 75 minutes demand zone. Next, sideways short trade setup for weekly income trade, 75 minutes supply zone, and also here sideways short. We got 8 stocks, and entry time frame zones are 75 minute supply zones. So total 8 stocks we got. Sideways short trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. The changes are 75 minutes demand zone, here bullish, and minimum order enhances score 12. We got 16 stocks. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones because it is bullish trade setup. All 75 minutes demand zones. So total 16 stocks we got. Even NIFTY 50 is also there here. Okay, out of these 16 bullish trade setup, let us find high probability trade setup supported zones. So first filter is 75 minutes demand zone and daily demand zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. By applying the filter on the 16 stocks, we got 10 stocks. In all the 10 stocks, excuse me, these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily demand zone. And daily trend, ITF trend is up in all the stocks. So that we can further filter on this list. Excuse me. We can further filter by setting EMA confluence on the daily time frame. Because 75 minutes demand zone overlapped with the daily demand zone. So we are checking daily demand zone having daily EMA or not. So we got 6 stocks. That way these 6 daily demand zones are having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. See, many of these daily demand 75 minutes demand zones are tested. Maybe because they are high probability trade setup supported zones. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone Confluence supported stocks. That is 75 minutes, daily, weekly demand zone Confluence. 3 filters we have to set. First one, 75 with weekly, daily with weekly demand zone Confluence. With all 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. So these two 75 minutes demand zones overlapped with the daily demand zone. Both together again overlapped with the weekly demand zone, and weekly trend is up. Let's further verify any of these weekly demand zones are having weekly EMA confluence. Both are filtered. That's why both these zones, 75 minutes demand zones, are having more high probability to get success. See, this is tested. This is already tested 3 times. Okay, next we will look into, this is bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Changes are 75 minutes demand zone, supply zone, and here 75 minutes I am selecting bearish zone achievement. VWZ minimum odd enhancer score 12, and 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced at 75 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters we got 4 stocks. These 4 75 minute supply zones are supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 75 minute supply zones. Let's verify how many of these supply zones are having more high probability to get success. First filter is 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. Applying on the 4 stocks, 3 are filtered. In these 3 stocks, these 75 minute supply zones are overlapped with daily supply zone, and daily trend is a downtrend in all the 3. Let's verify if EMA and the daily are having a supply zone confluence, EMA confluence. That is 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. So none of them are having. Sorry, I made a mistake. This is not 75, it is daily supply zone. And I have to verify on the daily supply zone with daily EMA. Because 75 minute supply zone overlapped with daily. So that's why 1 stock we got. Probably this could be more high probability trade setup supported zone. Provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Next we will look into LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. I am removing EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one is already enabled. Next 75 with weekly, daily with weekly supply zone confluence. We got only 1 stock. In this stock, this 75 minute supply zone overlapped with daily supply zone. Both together again overlapped with weekly supply zone. And weekly trend is down. So let's further filter based on weekly supply zone with weekly EMA confluence. So with this filter, we got the same ONGC. So this 75 minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success. Provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. That is very important. So this is bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next we will look into daily income trade reports. Entry time frame is 15 minutes. Entry zone is a demand zone. In bullish or bearish sideways at 15 minutes, I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score 11. 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value is 0 and maximum value is 0. With these filters, we got 3 stocks. And entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones for daily income trade, sideways long trade setup. Out of these 3, 2 of these zones are already tested once. This is tested 3 times. So previous reports who got these zones might have already got good profits. Okay, next sideways short trade setup for daily income trade. Changes are 15-minute supply zone, and here one more change, sideways short. Let's filter. We got two stocks. Both these are all 15-minute supply zones, entry time frame zones. This is already tested. Okay, next bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Changes are 15 minutes demand zone, and here bullish and minimum order enhance score 12. We got 10 stocks. Bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zone is 15 minutes demand zone. All these are all 15 minutes demand zones. Let's verify out of these 10 how many are having more high probability to get success. First zone confluence I am setting 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. Out of 10, 6 are filtered. In all the 6, 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. 75 minutes trend is uptrend in all the stocks. So we can further filter EMA confluence on the 75 minutes demand zone. Let's set that EMA confluence at 75 minutes. I'm checking 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. None of the stocks are having. Okay, fine. Next we will look into 75 minutes, 15 minutes, 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence supported stocks. And remove EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one is already enabled. Next 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 3 stocks. In all the 3 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. Again, both together are overlapped with daily demand zone, and daily trend is up in only one stock. Let's verify if this zone, daily demand zone, having daily EMA confluence. Daily demand zone with daily EMA. At the same time, trend on the daily should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So none of the stocks are having EMA. That means we did not find any high probability trade setup, daily 15 minutes demand zone for daily income trade. Okay, next bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone supply zone. Here at 15 minutes, bearish I am selecting zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhance score 12, and also 15 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 5 stocks. Bearish trade setup for daily income trade, and entry time frame zones are 15 minute supply zones. So total we got 5 stocks. Out of these 5 15 minute supply zones, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies. So first filter is 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. With this filter, out of 5 we got 4 stocks. In all these 4 stocks, 15 minutes, these 15 minutes supply zones are overlapped with 75 minutes supply zone, and 75 minutes trend is a downtrend. Let's further filter based on EMA confluence at 75 minutes by setting 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. So one stock is filtered. Probably that way this 75 minutes, this 15 minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success. Next we will look into LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. Removing EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one is already enabled. Next 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. We got 2 stocks. In both these stocks, These 15-minute supply zones are overlapped with 75-minute supply zone. Both together again overlapped with daily supply zone. But daily trend is sideways in both. So sideways trade setup, EMA Confluence does not make any sense on the daily time frame. So this is about bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Next we will look into hourly income trade reports. Entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone demand zone, bullish, bearish, sideways at 5 minutes I am selecting, sideways long, zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd enhancer score 11, and 5 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter 5 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters we got 4 stocks supporting sideways long trade setup for hourly income trade, and entry time frame zones are 5 minutes demand zones. Next, sideways short trade setup. Changes are 5 minute supply zone, and here sideways short trade setup. We got 2 stocks, and entry time frame zones are 5 minute supply zones. Okay, next bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. Changes are 5 minutes demand zone, here bullish, and a minimum odd enhancer score 12. We got 17 stocks. So first 15 stocks in the list. Entry time frame zones are 5 minutes demand zones in all these stocks. I am scrolling the list down. So total 17 stocks are filtered. Now let's verify how many of these 17 stocks are having 5 minutes and 15 minutes demand zone confluence. In the demand zone confluence, I am setting the filter 5 minutes demand zone with 15 minutes demand zone confluence. I enable the filter. We got 13 stocks. In all these 13 stocks, 5 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 15 minutes demand zones. And the 15 minutes trend is uptrend in all the stocks. So let's further verify how many of these 15 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence. 15 minutes demand zone with daily EMA. Only one stock is having. That way this 5 minutes demand zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise zone might be violated. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. I am going back, removing this EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, I am setting 3 filters. First filter is already enabled. Next 5 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence, and 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 6 stocks. In all the 6 stocks, these 5 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 15 minutes demand zones, both together again overlapped with 75 minutes demand zones. And 75 minutes trend is up in only 3 stocks. Let's verify out of these 3 how many are having 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the 75 minutes demand zone should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So we got 1 stock. That way this 5 minutes demand zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise zone might be violated. So this is about bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. Next we will look into bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone supply zone, bullish or bearish or sideways. At 5 minutes I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 12, and also 5 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 5 minutes time frame, I'm setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 7 stocks. And all these 7 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. And entry time frame zones are 5 minute supply zones. So total 7 stocks we got. Out of these 7, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies. So first filter is 5 minutes and 15 minutes supply zone confluence. By setting the filter, we got 6 stocks. In all the 6 stocks, these 5 minute supply zones are overlapped with 15 minute supply zone. And 15 minutes trend is a downtrend in all the stocks in ITF trend. So what we can do, we can further filter this list based on 15 minute supply zone. We are having daily EMA confluence. So in the EMA confluence at 15 minutes, I'm checking 15 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. We don't have any high probability trade setup zones. Next we will look into 5 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. Removed EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one is already enabled. Next filter 5 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone, and then 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone. So enabled all the 3 filters. We got 3 stocks. In all the 3 stocks, these 5 minute supply zones are overlapped with 15 minute supply zone. Again, both together overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. And 75 minutes trend is down in only 2 stocks. Let's verify those 2 are having any 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. This is 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA. At the same time, trend on the 75 minutes time frame should not be sideways. It can be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. So we don't have any stocks. So that means we don't have any high probability trade setup supported zones for bearish trade setup, hourly income trade. So this is about all the income trades. Next we will look into finding the stocks near demand and supply zones for all the time frames except daily and 75 minutes, because they are already developed, generated in the beginning of the report. So starting with yearly, price closed inside the yearly demand zone, we got 1 stock. Don't forget, I'm giving you very few seconds time to watch the report. So you have to pause the video. After your study, you can proceed further. Okay, next. Price closed inside the yearly supply zone, no stocks. Next, half yearly time frame, stocks near half yearly demand zone, no stocks. Stocks near half yearly supply zone, also no stocks. Price closed inside the half yearly demand zone, we got 4 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone, we got 3 stocks. Next time frame is quarterly, stocks near quarterly demand zone, we got 2 stocks. Next, stocks near to the quarterly supply zone, no stocks. Next, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone, we got 11 stocks. We can further filter this list based on quarterly EMA confluence. That is quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA, and trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. We got 6 stocks. Okay, next, price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 17 stocks. First 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, total 17. We can further filter based on quarterly supply zone having quarterly EMA confluence. And also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. So we got 3 stocks. Next time frame is monthly. Stocks near monthly demand zone, we got 7 stocks. Next, stocks near monthly supply zone, we got 4 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone, we got 16 stocks. We can further filter with EMA Confluence. Monthly demand zone with monthly EMA. Trend on the monthly should not be sideways. We got 7 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. Total 41 stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list based on monthly supply zone having monthly EMA Confluence. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. We got 13 stocks. Next time frame is weekly. Stocks near weekly demand zone, we got 8 stocks. Next, stocks near weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 17 stocks are filtered. Okay, next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. First 17 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 26 stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA Confluence. Trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. We got 15 stocks. Okay. Okay, next, price closed inside the weekly supply zones. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 69 stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA Confluence. And also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. So first 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 18 stocks are filtered. So this is about weekly time frame. Next time frame daily already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 125 minutes. Stocks near to the 125 minutes demand zone, we got 5 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 125 minute supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 19 stocks are filtered. So next time frame 75 minutes already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 25 minutes. Stocks near to the 25 minutes demand zone, we got 5 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 25 minute supply zone, we got 9 stocks. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Stocks near to the 15 minutes demand zone, we got 10 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 15 minute supply zone, we got 8 stocks. Next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near to the 5 minutes demand zone, we got 6 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 5 minute supply zone, we got 7 stocks. So this is about generation of finding the stocks near demand and supply zones. Next, final report, let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. So I am scrolling the list down for your reference. Whichever the stock you want to refer, pause the video. After that you can proceed. Okay, I am scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.